Okay, so we will continue with the sums of permutations and combination. In today's video, I'll be covering a few questions from the exercise, which I thought which may be difficult for you. So I have picked up few questions from the exercise. But before this, you have to refer all the videos that has been uploaded regarding this lesson. Only then you'll be able to understand this lesson, this video. Okay, all the sums covered in this video. So as I said, these questions are kind of picked up from the exercise. It is like a combination of permutation, combination, like everything. The factorial के sums भी है, like word problems है, which you cannot easily identify what to use. Whether permutations you have to use, whether it involves repetition, or whether the problem involves without repetition. So you have to think and understand and do. This is like a combination of everything. Okay. So we will start with the first sum. A code word is formed by two distinct English letters followed by two non-zero distinct digits. Okay, a code word is formed by two distinct English letters. The word of the meaning distinct is different. Okay, so different means जो use हुआ है already alphabet या already word that cannot be used again. So this is like without repetition, right? So it is not straightforward given in the question without repetition, but the word distinct itself means that the alphabets, the English letters are not repeated. The different means it is without repetition. Followed by two non-zero distinct digits. Again, here the same story. Find the number of such code words. Also find the number of such code that ends with an even digit. All right. So how are you going to do this? As a this thing said, a code word is formed by two distinct English letters, okay, followed by two non-zero distinct digits. So in total you have four. इसमें से ये दोनों जो है ये English alphabets है which are not repeating, and these two are numbers. Actually, to be more precise, they are non-zero distinct digits. तो यहाँ पे ये वाला जो अल्फाबेट्स है इनमें से like alphabets means how many total alphabets do we have 26 alphabets, yes, उनमें से but they have to be distinct. As I've told you, permutation, combination, all these cases works when there are no repetition, right? So here again we have distinct without repetition. So we have 26 alphabets in total, and we have to arrange alphabets, right, in these two blanks. How many alphabets do we need to arrange? We only need two alphabets, and it is without repetition, so we're using permutation. So 26 P2 ways में these two first two blanks can be filled. So now we have to find out the value of 26 P2. 26 P2 for the first two blanks. Likewise, we can do the calculation a little later. First, let us write how do we fill the blank. The next two blank consists of non-zero distinct digits. Okay, distinct digits means all different digits. How many digits do we have? We have 0 से लेके 9 तक we actually have 10. But as it is said, non-zero means you cannot count 0. So other digits like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we have 9 total digits now because we're excluding 0 because we have said non-zero. Alright. So abhi 9 total digits में से we have to arrange how many? यहाँ पे दो ही digits arrange करने. So this will happen in 9 P2 ways, right? This is like multiplication. You have to add this one also and you have to do this job also. So when you're doing both the jobs, it's multiplication. So total number of ways in this code can be done is 26 P2 into 9 P2. Now the formula of NPR comes. By now you should be very thorough with the formulas. NPR ka formula is nothing but n factorial upon n minus r factorial, right? So we will use this. 26 P2 is nothing but 26 factorial upon 26 minus 2 factorial. What is 26 minus 2 factorial? 26 minus 2 is nothing but 24. So here we get 26 factorial upon 26 minus 2 is 24 factorial. Then we're going to solve this. How is this? This is nothing but 26. Factorial is always written as 26 into 25 into so on and so forth. But I'm not going to write more. I will only write it in 24 factorial because we have the 24 factorial in the denominator. We know that we'll get cancelled. So 26 into 25, whatever the answer is that we're going to write down. So 26 into 25 gives me 650, 650. All right. So answer for this is 650. Likewise, we're going to find out value of 9p2 also. So 9p2, everything. This is to be done in rough. All right. Matlab, you can always show the calculation. Rough means just write it properly. So 9p2, again, I'm going to use the same formula. 9 factorial upon 9 minus 2 factorial. This is same as 9 factorial upon 9 minus 2 is 7 factorial. Now I'll only write it till 9 into 8 into 7 factorial. I'm not writing 6, 5, 4, 3 and all because we have that 7 factorial which is going to get cancelled. So 9 sevens are 72. Alright. So total code number of words like this one into 9p2 का answer is 72. So total number of code words is given as multiplication of both this job and this job, right? Alphabets also you have to arrange and numbers also you have to arrange. So 650 into 72. So the total answer is 468 double zero. So that's like multiplying. It's not like you cannot add because or addition is or, right? I've told you already while doing addition principle. मतलब either you have to do this job or you have to do this job जब addition होता है. But यहाँ पे तुमको चार codes है, right? चार places है वो code के लिए. तो तुमको चारों fill करना है, right? इसीलिए this one and this one, so that is why 650 into 72. That is how it goes. All right. So we'll come to the next question. I suppose this is understood. That's it. All these questions that I've picked up are from exercises only. 6.3 से लेके I guess 6.7, 6.6 तक है. They are in no particular order as in such. It's just that I've picked up sums according to the level of difficulty. Find the number of ways of one second. Find the number of ways of arranging letters of the word mathematical. How many these arrangements? How many of these arrangements have all vowels together? Yes. The next question, find the number of ways of arranging letters of the word mathematics. How many of these arrangements have all the vowels together? Okay. We have already solved a sum similar to this where all the brothers are together. That was in the last week's video, or when all the objects of certain kind together. So we kind of um, assume that all the objects, whenever they are to be arranged together, we used to consider them as one object, right? So here this thing we have mathematics. इसमें से how many consonants are there, how many vowels are there? We're going to separate them out first. A, E, I, O, U are all vowels, and the remaining alphabets A, E, I, O, U के अलावा जो भी है, they are called as consonants. So let us separate them like this. So we have consonants M, T, H, M, T, C, S, right? So these consonants we have in this word, and these are the vowels that we have in this word. A, E, A, I, right? So in total we have 12 letters का alphabet. जिसमें से 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 consonants we have, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Remaining 4 vowels we have. All right. So what do we want according to the question? We want to arrange them in such a way that we want all the vowels to be together. But this A, E, A, I should all the vowels be together. So whenever we have such things, we will treat vowels A, E, A, I as one letter. Okay. So when you're treating them as one letter, initially we had how many? 7 objects, right? 7 consonants plus 4 vowels. Now what are we doing? We're considering this 4 vowels as just one alphabet. So now we have 7 consonants plus 1 object. So in total we have 8 objects now, right? So 8 objects may same. This is a remark that I used last time. Whenever you have n total number of objects, and unme se n1 objects are repeating of one kind, n2 objects are repeating of another kind. Then you kind of use this formula, n factorial upon n1 factorial into n2 factorial. Suppose if you have object of type 3 also, then you use n3 factorial, so on and so forth. Likewise, यहाँ पे now we have 8 total objects in total. उसमें से what all are repeating now? From here we have m repeating. Now we have considered this as one object, right? So don't consider this one. Now we're just considering this 7 plus this 1. So यहाँ पे से क्या क्या repeat होता है? M is repeating twice, T is repeating twice, correct? So M is of one kind, that is repeating twice. T is of another kind, that is repeating twice. So in total, how many do we have? This is something we will have to calculate. What is n factorial? 8 factorial upon 2 factorial into 2 factorial. 8 factorial is nothing but 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 factorial upon we already have another 2 factorial into 2 factorial. This 2 factorial gets cancelled. This is 2 ones are 2 twos are. 2 factorial answer is again equal to 2 only. Then what we will do, we will just going to find out the values of this thing. We're going to multiply everything. So 8 into 7 into 6 into 5. So all those answers, how much are we getting? That is equal to 10,080. So after multiplying this much, we get the answer as 10,080. Okay. So now, what did we initially assume? We assumed the four vowels which were to be placed together are one object. But is that true in reality? No, right? There are four different vowels, right? So now we're going to consider about those four different vowels. Now, A, E, A, I has four letters in which A is repeating twice, right? So now we're going to use the same thing that we used over there. So A, E, A, I, which has got four letters in which A is repeating twice. So यहाँ पे भी वैसे लिखना जैसे we did it for the above thing. Total number of alphabets are those upon those things which are repeating twice. So this is nothing but 4 into 3 into 2 factorial upon 2 factorial. 2 factorial, 2 factorial gets cancelled. So this is nothing but 12. So in total, how many required number of words do we have now? It is this number into this number. 10,080 into 12. So that is nothing but after multiplying, you get the answer as 120,960. Alright. So you have to be careful about such sums if they tell you all the vowels are to be together. We have solved simpler sums. I mean, suppose this is like a combination of both. Last week's video, we did sums where the objects were placed together or when you did not want two objects to be together. Likewise, last time we did some based on this formula. Where the object of one kind are always together, something like that, or when they're repeating. So this is like a combination of both. So only when you're thorough with both the last time's videos those were uploaded, you can do these types of problems very easily. Otherwise, it is not a very big deal. You have to understand what are the words, what is the condition given here. Now we wanted all the vowels together over here, right? So whenever you have all such objects to be together, you treat them as one object. So one object treat करने के बाद फिर उसमें repetition है नहीं repetition है वो सब देखने का. तो इसमें repetition है of one kind like M repeat हो रहा था, T repeat हो रहा था. So total में से जो भी repeat होता है that you have to see. Then what did we do? We had initially considered the vowels as just one object. So we have to rectify that mistake also, right? So जो हमने consider किया था four objects हुआ उनके साथ भी total permutation we have to see and then find the total number of required words on multiplying both. Okay, so this is one. The next thing is find the number of distinct numbers. Distinct is again different numbers formed using the digits 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 so that odd positions are occupied by odd digits. Okay, odd positions are occupied by odd digits. What do you mean by odd? By the way, these are all odd, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 are all odd. Evens means 2, 4, 6, and 8 are all evens. So right now we're just talking about the question is only talking about odd position occupied by odd digits. So let us first come to those. So in total we have these many digits. A number is to be formed using these digits 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 such that now odd digits should always occupy odd positions, yeah, odd places. Okay. So now, abhi yahan pe how many odd digits do we have according to this condition given? Okay. We know that we have so many odd digits 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, so on and so forth. But you don't have to go beyond this restriction. Okay. Just talking about these things 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. तो हमको सिर्फ इसी का देखना है. Even though 1 is an odd, we're not going to look at it because abhi question mein we're just focusing on these numbers. Which are the odd numbers given to us? There are 4 odd digits. Those are nothing but 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So they are 3, 5, 7, and 9. So they have to be arranged in, so these numbers are to be arranged in which places? Odd places or odd positions. Odd places or odd positions. Anyways, both mean the same, okay? Position places. So there are 4 numbers and we have to arrange these 4 places in 4 odd places. So how do we do that? We can either do it in 2 ways. I've already told you the shortcut last time. There are 4 places for odd numbers and we're going to arrange. So we're kind of using permutation and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 objects that are to be arranged. So P4P is nothing but 4 factorial. I've told you then these numbers are repeating. NPN या आर पी आर जो n is equal to r रहेगा so वो उसी का factorial is the final answer. So this can be done in either 4p4 ways or 4p4 is same as just because 4p4 likha to then you will have to calculate no again 4 factorial upon 4 minus 4 that is 0 factorial which is same as 4 factorial. So don't do that extra work because it is the same thing. So in 4 factorial ways. Now what is 4 factorial? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 which is nothing but 24 ways. I told you to remember the factorial at least for the first 10 so that it is easy for you to calculate. Now initially how many digits did they give us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? Total 7 digits they gave us. Now 4 digits जो odd है, we have already placed them. Now we cannot leave the even digits like that, no? So we also have to place the even digits because if 7 positions थे और उसमें से हमने जो 4 odd है वो 4 odd को 4 odd positions में रख दिया है. बाकी का जो even है you cannot leave them as it is. We have to also fill the even places. So the 3 remaining even places of the numbers are occupied by even digits. So what are those even digits remaining now? 2, oh sorry, 2 is not, it's starting from 3, right? So 4, 6, and 8, right? Yes, so in these digits we have starting only from 3, 3 to 9. So the remaining digits are nothing but 4, 6, and 9. Okay. So now these things we're going to arrange. So now how will we arrange those 3 remaining ones in the 3 remaining digits? Of course, 3 places are remaining for them and then 3, so those can be done in 3 factorial ways, right? So this can be done in 3 factorial ways. So 3 factorial ways is nothing but 3 into 6 which is equal to 6 ways. Now, so the total number of arrangements you have to see. Total number of arrangements is equal to odd wala arrangement into even wala arrangement. So this odd wala arrangement was equal to 4 factorial into 3 factorial. So these answers we have already found out. 4 factorial is nothing but 24 into 3 factorial we have already found out it's 20, it's 6. So the total number of ways or total number of arrangement is 144. So 144 such numbers can be formed so that the odd digits occupy the odd places. Okay. Alright, so we will move to the next question now. This I think based on circular permutation. Yes. So you have to remember the formulas for circular permutation and I've told you how will you Guess the question if it is from circular permutation. Find the number of ways for 15 people to sit around the table so that no two arrangements have the same neighbor. Sitting around the table, which clearly means it's an example of permutation, circular permutation. Okay. So in total, we have 15 people and they have to be seated around the table. So we will start. There are 15 people to sit around a table. Now, they can be arranged in how many ways? They can be arranged in, this was a formula done last time. If you have 10 people, then they can be made to sit in 9 factorial ways, that is 10 minus 1. If you have 20 people, then they can be made to sit in a circular table in 20 minus 1. So whatever it is, of one number of people minus one number of ways. So 15 minus 1 factorial ways, that is nothing but 14 factorial ways. Okay, so right now you don't have to calculate the value of 14 factorial. Don't do 14 into 3 into all that. I'll tell you how. Why? Because they are because they are writing so that the table so that no two arrangements have the same neighbors. Okay, no two arrangements should have the same neighbors. What does that mean? See, around when you have round table like this, last time I told you that example of I guess Ramesh, Suresh and Dinesh, right? There were only two things possible. Either Ramesh, Suresh, Dinesh sits like this, or else the other way was Ramesh, Suresh and Dinesh. मतलब या तो वो clockwise होता था या तो वो anti clockwise होता था. I told you all about the clockwise movement and anti-clockwise movement last time. So they were in total only two ways possible, right? But now, what is that question telling you? But they should, according to the question, they should not have the same neighbor in any two arrangement. The same neighbor in any two arrangement. Yes, right? So now, अभी यहाँ पे but यहाँ पे see initially the last time that example I gave you there were three people, right? So that is why they had only two possible ways. So then you had 3 minus 1 2 factor. Those mean number of ways the people could have like we could arrange those many people. But now here we have 15, so we have arranged them in 15 factorial ways. Now after that the round table ka arrangement, right? Either this way clockwise हो या anti clockwise way हो, as I said, around table arrangements. So both the ways में it may happen that वो people बाजू में आ जाए, right? So ये वाला full way is equal to ये वाला full way. They're like exactly two different ways, I said. So when you don't want that same neighbor should come in the any other arrangement, how will you do that is you can divide that by 2. Whatever number of ways you have उसका half कर दिया, right? The total number of arrangements possible for not to have same neighbors is 14 factorial by 2. Are you understanding? So in total we had 14 factorial ways, right, of making those 15 people sit. अभी इनमें से you want that the same number वो same जो neighbor है you want that the neighbor should not come in the other way, right? So that can be done when you divide it by 2. मतलब one entire way is going. So then that neighbor will not come again. Okay, so that same neighbor will not come in any two arrangement. So then you have to divide it by 2. All right. Now coming to the next question. Now these questions onwards, they are based on combinations. All right. Okay. Now this is a question again from the exercise. A committee of 10 persons is to be formed from a group of 10 women and 8 men. Okay. How many possible committees will have at least 5 women? All right. So whenever they have questions like these, committees to be formed of 10 people, which should consist exactly 5 men and 5 women. So those kinds of questions are very easy because when they tell you exactly these many number of people, 10 women में से you can select 5, and remaining 8 men may say you can select 5. So those are like very easy problems. These problems also we have done last time. But whenever you have something like this, at least 5 men, at least 10, at least 6 people, so these kind of phrases you have to be careful. So when they use this word at least means kam se kam, right? Minimum 5 to you want. So what are they telling you? This entire pehle to that group they have 10 women and they have 8 men, right? So isme se a committee of 10 people is to be formed. Now in that committee they want at least 5 women, right? So we'll deal with each and every case one by one. At least 5 means 5 se zyada bhi chalega, all right? Kam se kam 5 chahiye. 4 women will not do, all right? 5 women and more than 5 women will do. So will 5 women do? Of course 5 women will do. 6 women do? Yes. 7 women? Yes. 8? Yes. 9? Yes. 10? Yes. 11 women will do? No, 11 women will not do because committee is only of 10%, right? And not just that, you have only 10 women in the group. So the number of women cannot exceed the actual number of women present, right? So we can either have 5 women in the group. This is for women, this is for men. 5 women at least, or else we can have 6 women, or else we can have 7 women, or else 8, or else 9, or else 10 women. Okay. So a committee of 10 people is to be formed with these two groups, 10 women का group and 8 women का group. Likewise उसमें से हमको 10 people का group बनाना है जिसमें at least 5 women are there. So as I said, at least means कम से कम 5 and more than 5 will of course do. 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. It is not going beyond 10. That I just gave you the explanation why. So now, at least 5 women bola hai, but committee mein to total they want 10 people, right? So when we've taken 5 women, so the remaining 5 has to be chosen from men only, right? Because the committee should have 10 women, 10 people exactly. 10 people mein there are 5 women, so the remaining 5 have to be men. Likewise, the second case, when there are 10 people in the committee, 6 are women, so the remaining 4 have to be men, right? So again, 10 people ka committee, there are 7 women, so the remaining 3 have to be men. Likewise, when 8 are women, the remaining 2 have to be men. There are 9 women, the remaining 1 has to be men. Likewise, when there are 10 people ka committee hai, 10 ke 10 women hai, so there is no choice of picking any man for the committee for the group, right? So this is nothing but यहाँ पे zero. You don't need any men because 10 women का 10 people का committee हो गया, all right? There is no restriction on the number of men. They're just restricting you at least there should be 5 women and more than 5 is of course okay, right? So now these 5 women were selected from how many total number of women? Initially the group had 10 women in total, right? And 8 men in total. So जो भी number of women we select करेंगे हम यही group से select करेंगे ना. जो भी number of men we select we're going to select them from this group only, right? So we have total we have 10 women and out of those we are selecting 5 women or we are choosing 5 women, right? So I've already told you where are we going to use combination we're going to use where places kind of selecting or choosing aata hai, that place we use combination, and of course arrangement may we use permutation as we just saw in the previous problems. So abhi ye men hai, so now we're picking up 5 men from how many total number of men? 8, right? Yes. So again these 6 women were picked up from total how many number of women? 10 women. Now, these 4 men were picked up total how many number of men? 8 men. Now, the 7 remaining women were picked up from how many total number of women? 10. Likewise, here as well. So, everywhere this is going to be the same. So, this is nothing but 10 and 8C0. Alright. So now this is just a rough work so that you understand. We're going to write it even more nicely. और score nicely लिखना रहेगा. This is not the end. Okay. So यहाँ पे कैसे होता है? As I said, this case we will do or this case will do या फिर ये case या फिर ये case या फिर ये case या फिर ये case, right? So I'm telling you all or either this case or this case or this case, and I've already told you that or always means addition. So in between each and every individual bracket, we're going to have an addition sign. This one और this one या फिर ये ऐसे करके क्योंकि उन्होंने एटलीस्ट बोला ना तो 5 चलेगा या फिर 6 चलेगा या फिर 7 चलेगा likewise. So now in between these two, this is like one case, one complete condition. 5 women and 10 men, right? These two becomes addition. This is 6 women and 4 men because see committee में हमको 10% चाहिए. तो 5 women and 5 men होंगे, या फिर 6 women and 4 men होंगे, this one and this one. Likewise, you will always have a multiplication in between. Okay, here you may seem that this thing the calculation increases, but it's absolutely easy. Whenever you have at least kind of problem, it's just that you have to understand them, and they're absolutely easy. So what did we choose in the first one? ये वाला first जो हमारा था, what you can either do it this way. This whole thing you can write it over here and separately calculate, or you can do it individual ways, right? So हमने कैसे किया था? First way was where we had 5 women and 5 men, right? So when the first wave was 5 women and 5 men, this was the condition that we did. So that is 10C5 and 8C5, right? So I'm just writing the same thing over here. I'm just breaking up and calculating. You may calculate this, ये पूरा एक साथ लिख के भी you can calculate, but उसमें ज़्यादा problem हो सकता है. So what you can do is you can do this separately. This is nothing but NCR का formula I'm going to use n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. So 10 factorial upon 5 factorial into 10 minus 5 factorial into 8 factorial upon 5 factorial into 8 minus 5 factorial, right? So we're going to solve each and everything. This will be 10 factorial upon 5 factorial into 5 factorial into 8 factorial upon 5 factorial into 8 minus 5 is 3 factorial. Alright, we're going to do this. This is nothing but 10 into 9 into 8, 7, 6 into 5 factorial upon 5 factorial into 5 factorial. And here we have 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 factorial upon 5 factorial into 3 factorial. So here we have 5 factorial getting cancelled. Here we 5 factorial cancelled. Then whatever remains, now you can solve. So this 5 factorial in the next step can be written as, just a second, whatever remains, I'm going to write down those. 5 factorial is something like 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into 8 into 7 into 6 upon 3 factorial. 3 factorial is nothing but 3 into 2 into 1. So 3 factorial, 3 into 2 into 1 into 6 gets cancelled. So whatever things you all can cancel, we can cancel. 3 2s are 6, this 6 gets cancelled. 4 1s are 4 2s are. This is 5 ones are 5 twos are, alright. So when you multiply all these, 2 into 9 into 2 into 7 into 8 into 7, the final answer you get will be 14112. Okay, this is not the end of the question. As I said, it's a long one, so you have to do it for each and every this thing individually. One second. All right, so we have done it for the first one. We have to do it for the other ways also. Other ways matlab where you have 6 women and 8 men. ये सारे जो answers है bracket के एक I'm doing it, and the individual answers whatever you get you're going to add it to the next bracket values. So the next is nothing but 10C6 into 8C4. Of course it's a long one, but it's not very tough. So the next one is 10C6 into 8C4. So we're going to find this 10C6 को 10 factorial into 6 factorial into 10 minus 6 is 4 factorial. Right now, I guess when you're okay with it, you can kind of write them directly. This gives me 10, 9, 8, 7 into 6 factorial. 6 factorial is going to get cancelled. 6 factorial into 4 factorial into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 factorial. Then 1 4 factorial is going to get cancelled. 4 factorial, 4 factorial. And whatever remains is 6, 6 also gets cancelled. So इसको cancel करने के बाद you will get here the final answer, and after working out something, this will be 4 into 3 into 1, right? And 9, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1 into 8, 7, 6, 5 upon 4, 3, 2, 1. Whatever it means, it can cancel. 4 twos are 8. Cancel. 3 ones are 3. 3 twos are 6. 4 twos are 8. 3 ones are 3. 3 threes are 9. Now 10 into 3 into 7 into 7 into 2 into 5. So when you multiply all things, we get the final answer as 1414700. That's for the second case, alright? When 6 women and 4 men were a part of the committee. And we're going to do it for each and everything as I said. Now the third one. What was the third this thing? Third one was we finished with the first and the second. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. All the remaining four are remaining. 10C7 into 8C3. 10C7 into 8C3. Where there are 7 women and 3 men in the committee. Okay, so this is nothing but 10C7 again. I suppose now you all can do the calculation. 7 factorial getting cancelled, and then you will have only 3 factorial into 8C3 is nothing but 8 into 7 into 6 into 3 factorial. 3 factorial that get cancelled, and then what remains is 3 into 2 into 1. So that's nothing but 3 factorial. So this thing getting cancelled. This is 3 into 2 into 1. 3 ones are 3 threes are, 2 ones are 2 fours are. So its answer after multiplying, we get the final answer as 6720. Okay. I suppose you are okay with the calculation of just normal NCR NPR. So let me quickly write down the values of the remaining ones. Fourth one, that was nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4. 10C8 into 8C2. 10C9 into 8C1, 10C10 into 8C0. So this is nothing but 1. So we will write for the remaining ones. The next is 8 women and 2 men, right? 8 women and 2 men. How are we writing this? 10C8 into 8C2. Its final answer is 1260. Okay. The next one is 9 women and 1 man. 10C9 into 8C1. That is 80. The last one is 10C10 because 10 women and no men, so right? 10C10 and then 8Z0. That is equal to 1 only. So that answer, even 10C10 is equal to 1. NCN, that's always equal to 1. NCN, when the numbers are equal, right? So that answer is always equal to 1. Okay. So now all the individual brackets ka answer we have got. What do we have to do now? We have to add all the things, right? Individual brackets ke sare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 brackets ke answer we got. We're now just going to add those answers. After adding, what do we get? All the answers I'm just adding. So the first one, 1, 4, 1, 1, 1, 2 plus 1, 4, 7, 0, plus 6, 7, 2, 0. This is 2 plus 1, 2, 6, 0 plus 80 plus 1. And after you add everything, I think you get this the final answer. 3, 6, 8, 7, 3. That's the final answer. Okay. Alright. So the number of ways of formatting the required committee. That is uh, 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 making a committee of 10 people with 10 women and 8 men can be done in these many number of ways. 36,873 ways. Okay. Yes. So now coming to the second part of the question, we had one more part of the same question. Okay. One more part of the same question means there were two parts, right? 10 ka committee banana, at least 5 women should be there. Now the other condition says how many possible committees will have men in majority. What do you mean by men in majority? Pehle to we have, let me just write down. पहले तो we have to make a committee of 10 people and उसमें से कैसे with 10 women and 8 men, right? तो अभी majority मतलब कैसा? See, when you see the half, right? अभी इसको तुम half में divide करते हो 5 women and 5 men में. Now it is not majority. अगर तुमको if you want men to be in majority, then the number of men should be more than 5. Are you understanding? ये तो equal है. और इससे अगर men को कम किया, like if you make this 6 and 4, then men will go in minority, right? So we want the number of men to be in majority. So that the maximum number of men are there. So then there are how many possibilities? Following possibilities are there. Men in majority means you can have 6 men or more men, right? 6 men and 4 women. And of course, the same criterion again because you have to make a committee of 10 people only. 6 men or 7 men, that is also majority because then majority of men should be more than the majority of women, right? And 3 women. Last one will be 8 men and 2 women. Uska next will be 9 men. But please remember in the question only you have 8 men, right? So the number of people in the group are only 10 women and 8 men. So this cannot go beyond, right? So I'm not going to write 9 over here. These are the 3 possible cases we have. Now we're going to do the same thing. जैसे ऊपर किया था वही वाला वैसे ही करना है. So this 6 men from how many men? So we have 8 total men. We are selecting 6 men, right? 8, 6, 8 C6. And these 4 women were selected from how many total number of women? 10 C4. Likewise, this one, or we again going to do the same thing, okay? Or this one. This 7 men were selected from 8 men into 10 women से लेके 3 women. Likewise, the last one. This is how much? 10 C2. Yes. Okay, so now we're going to find out the values of the individual brackets and then we are done. Just a second. Let me just show you how do we do this. Actually, it's very similar like how we've done the previous one. You just have to find out the values of the remaining things. Let me write over here. We're going to find out values of the individual brackets, as I said. So the first one, 8C6 into 10C4 is nothing but, let me just write the first one. 8 factorial upon 6 factorial into 8 minus 6 is 2 factorial. Into 10 factorial upon 4 factorial into 10 minus 4 is 6 factorial. Which is equal to 8 into 7 into 6 factorial. We're going to stop and then 6 factorial into 2 factorial. Into 10 factorial upon 4 factorial into, here we have till 6, so we can write it till 10, 9, 8, 7 into 6 factorial. Into 6 factorial, right? So with this thing gets cancelled, these things gets cancelled. 2 4s are 8. 4 can always be written as, suppose we write it in the next step, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So 4 2s are 8, 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are. The remaining 4 into 7 into 10 into 3 into 7. So after multiplying this much, what do we get? We get the final answer as 5, 8, 8, 5. Okay, so this is the final answer. Likewise, we're going to do it for the other brackets as well. Let me quickly write the answers. 8C7 into 10C3 and 8C8 into. The next one was 7 men and 3 women. 8C7 into 10C3. Iska answers will be, these are normal calculations. I'm writing the answers. The next one is 8 men and 2 women. Those can be done in 45 ways. Okay. So now at the end, we're going to, of course, add up like how we did it in the previous one. The final answer is 5880 plus 960 plus 45. So the final answer after adding this we get 6, 8, 8, 5. So this is the total number of ways of forming the committee in such a way that the number of men present are in majority. Okay. Now, coming to the last problem. This was of course a big one, but I don't feel it is hard at all. Just it calculation too much है, but understanding this is so easy. It is that at least वाला problem जैसे तुम लिखते हो अगर वो तुमको समझ गया at least 5 है तो remaining कैसा रहेगा, till what number can you go, and where are the suitable signs which you have to use. If you try those, then it's absolutely easy. Now coming to the next problem. Find the difference between the largest values in the following. In this value, CR minus 12. So this is the question. You just rewrite the question. 14 CR minus 12 CR. Okay, so there is a formula by the way. Okay, find the differences between the largest value in the following. So this is of the form NCR. We can clearly see, right? So there is a formula when NCR, for having NCR to have its maximum value that actually depends on the value of N, okay, whether N is even or odd. So suppose if N is even, we do it for odd as well. If N is even, then that maximum value hota hai kahan pe, when R is equal to N by 2. Okay, that place NCR has got its maximum value. The other place, if N is odd, then the maximum value is obtained at two places, either when R is equal to N minus 2, N minus 1 by 2, or R is equal to N plus 1 by 2. That's the places when you can have, when N is odd and NCR can have its maximum value. So this place, we can clearly see that N ka value jo hai in both the cases. Okay, so we'll do it for one case separately. We have no problem. We'll do it for 14 CR. So when we consider 14 CR, N CR के form में है. So N is of course even over here. So therefore 14 CR का maximum value, or the max value of 14 CR occurs where? Occurs at R is equal to N by 2 or 14 by 2, which is equal to 7. Okay. So now we have got the value of R as N by 2, that is nothing but 14 by 2, which is 7. So now we have got the value of R as 7. So we will substitute maximum value of 14 CR. Now we're replacing the value of R as 7, becomes 14 C7, and now we know that how we have to find a 14 C7, right? 14 factorial upon 7 factorial into 7 factorial. This is nothing but, we get the final answer is 3432. Just now showed you how we have to calculate the values of NCR. So I'm not repeating that again. Instead, utna time we can cover some other type of problems. Now we have done it for 14 CR. We also have 12 CR. So now we will do the same thing for 12 CR. 12 CR again, 12 is even, N is even. So maximum value of 12 CR will occur at R is equal to N by 2. Your N is equal to 12. 12 by 2 is nothing but 6. So now your 12 CR becomes 12 CR के जगह पे 6. So this is nothing but 6 factorial. 12 factorial upon 6 factorial into 6 factorial. So the final answer we get as 924. Okay. So 14C7 we got 3432, 12C6 we got 924. Now, what was the main question, by the way? They asked us the difference between the largest values. So we have found out the largest value or the maximum value in both the cases. Now we have to find its difference कितना है दोनों में. Of course, difference means we're going to subtract. So difference between maximum values of 14CR and 12CR is nothing but just subtract 3432 minus 924. So we get the answer as 2508. Okay, so that's the difference between the maximum values of these two. Alright. So अगर तुम्हारे पास कुछ odd value होता था, then you would have done it using the above formula that I said, n plus 1 by 2 or n minus 1 by 2. Likewise, you'll find out the value of r and then you will accordingly do it. Okay. Now suppose if we have a similar question. With this question में तो we had both evens, right? If in case if you have both odds, then again you're going to use the same formula as I said. But let us now we do one problem in which one number is even and one number is odd. And hopefully your doubts will be cleared. If you have something like this, when you have to find difference in largest values of 13CR and 8CR. Okay. Abhi 8CR, we know that it is even. So what are we going to do? We know already. Now what in case of 13CR? So for 13CR, as I said, 13 is odd. So maximum will be at two places where R is equal to n minus 2 by 1 or R will be equal to n plus 1 by 2. Sorry, n minus 1 by 2 or n plus 1 by 2. Okay. So R is nothing but 13 minus 1 by 2. What is 13 minus 1 by 2? Or else 13 plus 1 by 2. This is nothing but 13 minus 1 by 2, 12 by 2, that's equal to 6. Or 13 plus 1 is 14 upon 2, so that's 7. So R can have 6 or 7. Okay. So now you can either have 13C6 R की जगह पे, yeah, you can have 13C7. Let me tell you, both the answers will be same. So you can take any number. 13C6 भी ले सकते हो या 13C7 भी ले सकते हो. That is because when you're selecting, right? C is of course selecting. So you have 13 total objects. Okay. So उसमें से you're selecting 6, which also means that you're leaving the remaining 7, right? So that also means that you can select the remaining 7 and call the remaining 6 as rejected. I've already told you this. Okay. So you're selecting 6 out of 13. Yeah, you're selecting 7 out of 13. Both mean the same thing. So we can find out value of anything. 13C6 भी find कर सकते हो, 13C7 भी find कर सकते हो. So let us find 13C6. That answer will again be the same thing as I said. So it will be 13 factorial upon 6 factorial into 13 minus 6 factorial. This is same as 13 factorial upon 6 factorial. 13 minus 6 is nothing but, we'll write this 13 into 12 into 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 factorial. Some problem with this. And then 6 factorial into 7 factorial. So after calculating whatever we get, we can write down. So after calculating the cancellations, we get the answer as 1716. Alright, 13C6 ka answer, we get it 1716. Now the other one was 8CR. 8CR, we know that 8 is even. So maximum will be at R is equal to n by 2. So that is nothing but 8 by 2, which is equal to 4. So we are going to find value of 8C4. we are going to find value of 8c4, which is equal to 8 factorial upon 4 factorial into 8 minus 4 factorial. That's nothing but 4 factorial. So this is nothing but 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 factorial upon 4 factorial into 4 factorial. Yes, so this 4 factorial gets cancelled, and whatever remains 4, 3, 5, 2. So you can just cancel them with the answers and you get the final answer as 70. Now the difference is nothing but difference in the largest value is this largest minus this largest, that is nothing but 1716 minus 70, which is equal to 16468. Right? So that is how we find it. Likewise, अगर तुम्हारे पास दोनों odds भी आ जाता है, so you're going to do the same thing, n plus 1 by 2 या n minus 1 by 2 दोनों में से ले लो. Whichever answer you want, you can pick up that. As I said, both the answers will make no difference. Both are absolutely the same thing. Okay. So in today's class, we kind of covered few problems from a combination of this entire lesson. You had permutation, few places we used combination, at least type of problems we did, and that committee to be made where the number of men has to be in majority. That we saw how did we do, and some kind of permutation problem also we saw where there were repetition, where there were no repetition. So you have plenty of problems like this. So please go through all the problems, and before referring to this, you should always do it in order. The previous videos that was uploaded and then come to these videos. Only then you'll understand. That's it. We'll stop now.